In this session, we are going to be looking at the roles and responsibilities of a site engineer in a construction project. Normally, site engineers work on building and construction sites of infrastructure projects. However, we can look at in multiple sectors as well that the site engineers will be taking the reins in terms of controlling the execution stage of the construction project. The main agenda of a site engineer will be to ensure that the project completes safely, on time, within the budget, and with the expected quality that has been planned before. Now let's look at the roles and responsibilities of a site engineer in detail. So the first role of a site engineer will be to supervise the choice of the plant, the machinery, equipment, and the materials required for the project. When I say plants, this might be a batching plant, this might be an RMC plant, this might be any kind of a pre-modular structural plant as well. So these kind of supervision will take place in the plants where they have to look into the execution, they have to look into the quality and make sure that the time aspect has also been considered. Now, when we talk about exact site or in construction words in situ, then we have to think of the first role as supervising the materials and the execution of the materials chosen. So when we talk about the execution of the materials chosen, supervision comes with handling of labor as well. Either it is going to be labor or the labor contractor or the supervisor. The site engineer should know how to manage all three. Either there will be one of those three, or sometimes there might be all three in a single project. So based on the work that the site engineer does, the site engineer needs to understand whom are they going to manage or whom are they going to supervise for a specified task. The second role of a site engineer will be to resolve any technical problems which come at the site. Whenever they arise, the role of a site engineer will be to be the technical expert, make sure that they solve the problem as soon as possible. When it comes to be a technical aspect, this might hamper the duration of the project. This might hamper the cost of the project. This might also hamper the confidence of the team as well. So it is very important for site engineers to be a step above supervisors and other engineers in terms of core technical knowledge. So it is important for the resolution of these kind of problems. The third role of a site engineer would be to conduct site surveys, make sure they cross-check with the drawings whether exactly what is happening in drawings is being executed in the site as well. This is to make sure that the project feasibility is on point. Let's say I have 100 crore budget for the project. So with that 100 crore budget, I would have given it to my architect. They would have given the plan. They would have given the drawings. The structural engineer would have given the designs. The services drawings would have been planned as well. But the role of a site engineer will be to understand the feasibility of this project at site. So based on the site engineer's conduction of the surveys and the cross-checkings, making sure that whatever is in the drawing has been implemented inside is very vital for a owner or a contractor to check their profit margins of the project as well. If the cross-checking is done wrong, then it is going to hamper with the project profitability and eventually with the duration as well. The fourth role of a site engineer will be to understand the basics of site leveling. Yes, site leveling might look like very amateur role or a very easy role to do, but this is very important to understand the contours of the project site as well. Why is it so important? Because all your levels in the building are executed or are planned based upon the site levels. So if the desired site level is not equivalent to the actual site level, then it is going to hamper with the foundation, plinth, the slabs, and even till the finished floor level. Finished floor level here means the floor level that will be completed once you are done with the tiling purpose. So once you are done with the tiling works, the desired floor level post tiling is what the finished floor level means. Sometimes finished floor level will be 300 mm from the slab, sometimes 250 mm above the slab, based on the thickness of mortar and the thickness of the tile or the stone that is going for the flooring works. The fifth role of a site engineer will be to ensure that on-site laborers, engineers, all of them go through a health and safety standards. So whatever standards are set based on health and safety, the health and safety standards worldwide is OSHA. So OSHA has multiple standards inside of that book, and the site engineer's role, even though primarily the safety and healthy will come, safety and health will come under the safety engineer, the site engineer also needs to know the basics of it, because the hiring of safety engineers are very less in ratio compared to the labors at site. So each site engineer should have the basic knowledge and make sure that they ensure the health and safety of the laborers are on point. This is due to the prevention of any lawsuits, any risks that might occur on the company if the health and safety is not being taken care of. The sixth role of a site engineer will be to take leadership of the site teams. When we talk about site engineer, we are not just talking about site engineer at the present. We are talking about a potential manager as well. So as a potential manager, the role of a site engineer will be to tackle, handle, or manage the site team. So who comes in as the site team? The laborers, supervisors, engineers, colleagues, and even managers. Yes, site engineer cannot manage the project manager, but what they can do is they can coordinate with the managers. So sometimes it is about managing the people, sometimes it is about coordinating with people. So the mixture of these two will be a very important role for a site engineer who is willing to go to the next level, or who is willing to learn and upskill themselves in the site. The last role of a site engineer will be to provide technical consulting. So when we talk about technical consulting, it might not be just civil engineering technical, it also might be in terms of communication, it might be in terms of coordination, it might be in terms of handling meetings, it might be in terms of stakeholder management. Any of these technical or managerial consulting also needs to be done by the site engineer at the site. In the next video, we'll be looking at the roles and responsibilities of a project coordinator and how is it different from a site engineer. See you in the next video.